Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and this morning I want to talk a little bit about the core wars between Intel and AMD right now, specifically with the high-end desktop chips. On the highest end right now, Intel has their 7980XE, which is an 18-core, 36-thread processor, which has huge potential if you are somebody that can actually afford it, but get it into a system, get it cooled, which is extremely difficult with those chips as well, especially if you choose not to delid it, which puts us into a weird situation where it's better off thermally to delid and replace that terrible thermal interface material that Intel has. Regardless of all that, very expensive processor, and AMD is sort of punching back because the Threadripper, the original Threadripper, the 1950X, came with 16 cores and 32 threads. Obviously, the 7980XE one-upped it, or two-upped it, if we're talking about core count. So AMD is coming back now with a 32-core Threadripper, and this would be the 2990X. 32 cores, 64 threads, and some leaks are showing that this thing may really put the 7980XE into a position where it doesn't make sense for a lot of people, and I'll tell you why. So the article I'm going to be referencing is actually a Forbes article, but it all traces back through VideoCard's website to this website, Cyberport, where we have a 2990X listed at just over 1,500 euros. And let's go ahead and Google just to see exactly how many dollars that is. So 1,509 euros actually comes out right now to 1,744 US dollars and change. And for reference, the 7980XE right now on Newegg is available for just under $1,900. So this 32-core processor is going to be coming in, at least it looks like, if this turns out to be accurate, is going to be coming in at cheaper than Intel's 7980XE. Now that's a big deal because from a gaming perspective, the 7980XE is not the greatest gaming chip. It's a good gaming chip, especially again if you can get it overclocked and then keep it cool, but it's not the best gaming chip out there. Right now it's hard to beat an 8700K that's overclocked to 5 gigahertz, or maybe you got a great chip from Silicon Lottery and you can hit 5.1, 5.2. By the way, if you've never checked out Silicon Lottery's website, do that. I'll try to leave a link. Try to remember to leave a link in the video description. It's just fascinating to look at the processors they have been. Regardless, the 8700K is a really difficult chip to beat when we're talking about gaming performance. So the 7980XE is really for people that need a ton of cores and a ton of threads. And that's a game that the 2990X may actually win just out of sheer power from all of its cores. So Forbes also shows this chart. It's a leaked Cinebench R15 run, and it's comparing the 2990X with the 7980XE. Now, according to this Cinebench leak, the 2990X is going to outperform the 7980XE in multi-threaded tasks, and that's not altogether surprising at all. In fact, that can be expected when you're comparing a 32-core 64-thread processor to an 18-core 36-thread processor. Now, sure, the 7980XE will almost certainly retain the single-threaded crown, but you're not spending almost $2,000 on these processors for a single-threaded crown. You can get i5s or even i3s that will perform in single-threaded tasks just as well, and in a lot of cases better, provided that you're not loading it up with a lot of other things. You're really getting these processors for the multi-threading, and that's where the 2990X is not only going to do that better, at least it looks like, but you're also going to get that processor at a cheaper cost and get a considerably larger amount of power, at least raw power, out of it. Now, obviously, this comes down to optimization from different software vendors to actually take advantage of all these cores and threads. But with more processors coming out all the time with lots of cores and lots of threads, you would think at least that would be a priority from software vendors to get their software well optimized for these types of processors. So as usual with any kind of leaks like this, take it with a grain of salt, but do be aware at least that AMD is looking to once again really chop the legs out from under Intel on pricing, which could be exciting. So what I want to know is if you are somebody that's tossing around a lot of money in the near future on a high-end desktop processor, is the 2990X a processor that you might even think about looking at, or are you going to get maybe a cut-down variant? Maybe you're really only interested in something like the original 1950X and you want to get it at a really cut-down price once the new new generation Threadrippers come out. So let me know down below what your plans are if you are somebody that's interested in the high-end desktop space. Also, if you like this video, give it a like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Those things help out a lot. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Hoosier Hardware, and as always, I'll let YouTube queue up a couple more videos sort of around me from my channel for you to watch. I'm Shane with Hoosier Hardware, and I'll see you guys in the next video.